For many people, especially at an institution like UB, it's hard to grasp what are the issues that go on in an urban school district. Now, my parents were school teachers in Detroit, and that doesn't make me an expert about urban education, but all of my life I've understood what my parents went through, what were the difficulties, what were the challenges.
I think that sometimes students don't make the connection between what they're learning and how it would apply in everyday life, or why they need to know it.
And so these kids come in with this belief that science is above them, science is too difficult, that it's not necessarily a career path for them.
I want my daughter, Alicia, to get into college, a great school that she can get into. I push her real hard.
To me, it's important because if I don't know something, I would like to know it. And if something needs fixing, obviously you're going to need science to fix it.
A core aspect of these federal programs is to engage the teachers in professional development, to show them the joy of what research involves and what are the modern problems that we're trying to investigate.
I have fruit flies and a bunch of different varieties, strains, if you will. We dissected the salivary glands, and then we looked at it under a microscope, and you can actually see the chromosomes. They're called polytene chromosomes. I would love for this to excite my students, for what I've done here to bring into the class, to really kind of engage the students, not only in school, but specifically in science.
I have a very strong conviction that education and the quality of education in a nation or a society is a very strong determining factor for the future of that society or a nation.
We have a need for folks with a science background at all different levels, from our technicians to our engineers to our research scientists, and so anything we can do to support that mission in the Buffalo area is of value to us.
The Schlieren technique has been around for about 150 years. So where we come in is we're actually building the scale model. I know the first time I saw it, I couldn't keep my eyes off of it. I was glued to the screen, just watching these current flows and the gases move. And if I can even do half of that in any one of my students, I think that might be the spark that sort of gets them interested and breaks the cycle of apathy.
The hypothesis being that if students in the classroom see the applications, the applicability of what science and engineering means, they'll not only stay interested in it, they'll see it as a potential career choice.
We've noticed in the last 10 years, there's an increased number of ESL students, refugee children, in the Buffalo Public Schools. The ESL teachers are now involved in the program. The whole idea is to teach English through science.
Oh, I think this is extremely exciting. As I talk about a world-class education for all children, I think this is a great example of the kind of collaboration that really makes that possible.
ISEP kind of takes the gloves off and gives us the chance to have resources and experiences that the kids don't get otherwise.
Let's say you have a science club at your school and you heard you're going to do an awesome experiment, so you would probably join.
For the first week, we wanted to start with ice cream because we knew it would be a hit. For the ice to melt, it has to take energy, and because the salt is lowering the freezing point of the ice, it has to take more energy.
We get people resources to come into the classroom. And those folks, those doc students and the students who are doing their service hours in the school, help to mentor the kids who are kind of sitting on the fence. Is science cool? Is science not so cool?
I often get questions like, what's it like at UB? When did you start? What do you take? What do you want to do? How much money will you make? And it's really fun, to answer their questions and see them be excited about, life after high school or life after middle school.
I learned, 1, the finished project was very good and I was very satisfied, and 2, Not only does it take a lot of work, but you should just have fun.
You know, in urban America, the average graduate earns a D. We need kids that are earning, you know, the B's and the A's. And there's a direct correlation between the ISEP program and the success of the students that are participating. Those students are earning higher grades.
Scientists and engineers usually model things because it's easier to work on a model that you've controlled than it is the real thing. I'm looking at opportunities now on other things that I did are not related to my summer experiences, but just looking at how can I make this more legitimate or realistic, like what's going on in real labs.
In his class, it's kind of like an independent learning environment, so we have to actually figure it out ourselves. And then, like, if we need help, then we ask them.
The more successful kids are, the higher their attendance is, the better the behavior is once they're at school, and the higher your graduation rate is going to be overall. In the last 2 years here at East, our graduation rate has gone from 27% to 60%, and we anticipating hitting it over 75% in the next 2 years.
It's what we call a biofilter. So inside of those rocks and on the side of those rocks, over time, is going to build up a culture of bacteria and algae. The aquaponics system lends itself very nicely to engage the students in the classroom and to give them something tangible to look at and study and see biology happening right before their own eyes.
He had the students measuring every day, taking notes in their journals every day, and I consider that to be high level, high rigor learning, and I was very excited that our students are involved at that level.
I'm looking into marine biology, which I know Mr. Bish will be happy once I tell him. So I guess that science plays a major role in my life.
It helps to have a framework like this program for people who really want to contribute. And we're already seeing the effects of institutional change at UB in the way faculty, even the younger faculty, approach the idea of outreach.
I actually love science because I want to become a pre-med major, but this is my first time at UB and I'm liking the experience right now.
This day is called the Science Summit, and it is basically the schools that are involved in ISEP. It's just really built some self-confidence in these kids that they didn't know they had certain skills, that they could speak to people that they don't know, that they could grasp an idea.
There is a gel-like thing called agar, and it has wells in it, different types of wells. You take DNA, and there's a thing called a pipette. You suck up the DNA, and then you put it into the well.
Oh my gosh, there's everything from plant and nitrates to engineering and structural things. It's a broad spectrum and just a great representation.
People give you compliments, and you feel good when you get a compliment about something you did.
I'm just more proud of them than ever. What can I say?
Inner school children don't always have the exposure to have this opportunity, and it's an opportunity for them to grow, scholarships, research, and jobs, and be very productive in life.
I'm thrilled that people have seen not only the need, but the opportunity. It's complicated, and it's a lot of work, and we have problems every day, but the satisfaction at this stage of my career to see something with the resources that allow us to free teachers, to free the students to explore things, it's extremely satisfying.